One unexpected Instagram story was all it took to send the entire K-pop industry into intense discussion again. And this time, Taehyung found himself directly at the center of one of the most sensitive controversies currently surrounding HYB and ADOR. What shocked fans most wasn't just the situation itself, but the fact that Taehyung rarely speaks publicly about internal company issues at all, which is exactly why his response immediately became headline news across Korean media, fan communities, and social platforms worldwide. The controversy began after private KakaoTalk messages involving Taehyung and former ADOR CEO Min Hee-jin reportedly appeared during legal proceedings connected to the ongoing HYB versus Min Hee-jin conflict. The larger dispute, already one of the biggest entertainment controversies in Korea, involves accusations, internal management conflicts, and discussions surrounding labels connected to HYB, including debates tied to concepts and plagiarism allegations involving groups like ILIT. But when Taehyung's private conversations suddenly became part of public discussion, the atmosphere online changed instantly. Because for many fans, this was no longer just a corporate battle. Now, BTS had emotionally entered the conversation too. Shortly afterward, Taehyung addressed the issue directly through Instagram story posts. His message was calm, short, but emotionally clear. According to his explanation, the conversations shown were simply ordinary personal exchanges between acquaintances. He stated that because he knew Min Hee-jin personally, he had expressed empathy during conversations in a natural and human way. Most importantly, he clarified that he had no intention of taking anyone's side. The chats did not represent political positioning inside the company. And he felt deeply uncomfortable that private conversations had been submitted and exposed publicly without his permission. Fans immediately noticed the emotional tone of his response. Rather than sounding angry or aggressive, Taehyung appeared genuinely disturbed by the loss of privacy itself. And that reaction quickly became one of the biggest discussion points online. Across social media platforms, especially X, Instagram, Reddit, and Korean forums, fans began debating not only the legal situation, but the emotional impact this may have had on Taehyung personally. Many ARMY expressed sympathy, arguing that private conversations should not automatically become public weapons during corporate conflicts. Others praised Taehyung for responding directly, yet calmly, instead of escalating the controversy further. And interestingly, the situation has also fueled a completely different type of speculation among fans. Many now believe this incident revealed a more emotionally mature and careful side of Taehyung in 2026. For years, Taehyung's public image often balanced unpredictability, humor, emotional openness, and spontaneity. But during recent years, especially following military service and the Arirang comeback era, fans have increasingly described him as calmer, more grounded, and emotionally controlled. This latest response seems to reinforce that perception. Instead of making dramatic statements or intensifying the conflict publicly, Taehyung focused almost entirely on one issue: privacy and emotional misunderstanding. That restraint surprised many people, because given the massive attention surrounding the HYB versus Min Hee-jin situation, even a small statement from a BTS member carries enormous weight. And yet, Taehyung appeared determined not to fuel division further. According to fan discussions online, this may reflect a larger shift in how he now handles public pressure. Rather than reacting emotionally in the moment, he seems increasingly focused on protecting emotional balance and avoiding unnecessary conflict. Fans repeatedly described his statement as mature, respectful, emotionally controlled, quietly firm. At the same time, the situation has intensified broader conversations surrounding privacy within the entertainment industry itself. Many fans pointed out how unsettling it feels when personal conversations between public figures become legal evidence and eventually spread online for mass public discussion. Even people outside the BTS fandom expressed discomfort seeing private emotional exchanges suddenly transformed into media headlines. And because Taehyung rarely comments publicly on sensitive corporate matters, the fact that he addressed this situation directly made the story feel even more serious. Some fans now speculate that this moment may become one of the clearest examples of how differently Taehyung approaches public controversy compared to earlier eras of his career. In the past, fans often associated him with emotional spontaneity and playful unpredictability. But now, his communication style appears quieter and more measured, even when dealing with situations that personally affect him. That emotional control may also connect to comments he made in recent interviews about military service resetting his mindset. Fans have repeatedly referenced those interviews while discussing his recent behavior, suggesting that the experience may have helped him become more emotionally grounded under pressure. And honestly, many fans feel that maturity is becoming increasingly visible across every aspect of his public image in 2026. Whether during concerts, interviews, or controversies, Taehyung now projects a calmer energy than before. Even in this highly sensitive situation, his focus seemed less about defending reputation aggressively and more about expressing discomfort over emotional boundaries being crossed. That subtle difference matters, because audiences often pay attention not only to what celebrities say, but how they say it. And according to many fans, Taehyung's response felt deeply human rather than performative. Meanwhile, discussions surrounding the larger HYB versus Min Hee-jin conflict continue dominating Korean entertainment news. Because the dispute involves multiple labels, artists, creative accusations, and internal corporate relationships, every new development quickly becomes national conversation. The involvement, direct or indirect, of BTS members naturally increases public attention even further. But interestingly, many fans believe Taehyung intentionally tried to separate himself emotionally from the larger conflict in his statement. Rather than supporting one side or criticizing another publicly, he focused specifically on the context of the messages themselves. That neutrality has become another major talking point online. Some fans believe it reflects wisdom and caution. Others think it shows how carefully BTS members now navigate public corporate controversies. Either way, the response has once again highlighted how powerful Taehyung's public influence remains in 2026. A single Instagram story immediately became international news, triggering emotional reactions across fandoms, entertainment media, and social platforms worldwide. And perhaps the biggest reason the situation resonated so strongly is because many fans no longer see Taehyung only as an idol figure. They increasingly see him as a person navigating enormous pressure while trying to maintain emotional sincerity in public. That perception changes how audiences interpret moments like this. Because instead of viewing the statement as typical celebrity damage control, many fans interpreted it emotionally, as someone quietly expressing discomfort after having private trust unexpectedly exposed. As conversations continue online, speculation surrounding Taehyung's emotional growth and evolving public identity will likely continue as well. Some fans believe this situation revealed how much more careful and emotionally self-aware he has become after years in the spotlight. Others think it demonstrated the quiet confidence he now carries in difficult situations. But regardless of interpretation, one thing feels undeniable. Taehyung's response to the controversy felt very different from the dramatic reactions people often expect in K-pop scandals. Not loud, not chaotic, not aggressive, just honest, calm, and visibly human. And perhaps that quiet emotional honesty is exactly why so many people are still talking about it now.